Miscellaneous.
Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to Miscellaneous, the podcast where we talk about, miscellaneous things. How you doing, Devin?
I'm doing great, bro. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic today, man.
Really?
Actually, I'm just doing all right.
All right.
I'll say I'm doing pretty good.
All right.
I just had a soccer game.
Soccer game. How'd that go?
I mean, you were there.
What? For the people that don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the soccer game went pretty good. We won 7-0. A lot of teams we play are kind of like not too great. I'm not gonna lie, but we still had a ton of fun. Anyways, Devin, how was your weekend, man?
My weekend?
Yeah,
it was a busy weekend with the work, church, and then just working on these podcasts.
I mean, I was kind of looking for the answer because you were with me the entire weekend pretty much, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I know exactly how your weekend.
You want me to give you the sarcastic answers? Because I know you know the answer.
Yes, be sarcastic with me, please.
But what's the point? Because I want the people to know. If we just tell inside stuff, what's the point?
I mean, isn't that the point to tell inside stuff?
Not between us, because we're supposed to share our ideas and thoughts.
Anyways, Devin, what's up, dude? Sorry, never mind.
Okay.
So today at school, I had to practice these two songs that I'm singing with some of my friends for a gala, however you say that word. Gala, is that how you say it?
I think you say it either way.
I've heard either ways.
I prefer gala.
For my school, so there's like a group of us. I'm singing a duet with one of my friends. Shout out to you, McKenna. You're awesome. And I'm doing a quartet with another.
Like a barbershop quartet?
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
It's more of like a Broadway song, actually.
Mm.
It's kind of weird, but I'm pretty excited for it. The song that we're singing is gonna be really fun. We're singing. Me and McKenna are singing "At Last I See the Light," or "I See the Light." I think it's called "I See the Light."
Mm-hmm.
It's from a Tangled movie. I think it's a really beautiful song. And with the quartet, we're singing a song from the movie Up, and that is called "The Spirit of Adventure."
Is that the? Never mind. I can't recreate it in my head.
The spirit of adventure is here. Something like that. I don't know.
It's in the movie Up, like the balloon.
Yeah, but it's like
I've never heard it.
It's kind of weird the way it is in the movie. It's like
is it just the instrumental in the movie?
No, it's like an actual song.
I don't remember the words in the movie, but
I'll show it to you later, man.
Okay.
Yeah, so something that's been kind of on my mind lately, Devin, I wanted to talk to you about.
What would that be?
I've actually been I've been telling Devin for a long time, Devin, I want to talk about this on one of our podcasts for a long time. But we've kind of had guests on for the last few podcasts, so I haven't really gotten the chance to talk about it. Now I do. And I want to talk about how a positive attitude has completely changed my life. So one thing that I realized actually just recently, yesterday actually, I had a soccer game yesterday. And we were missing I'll say he's our best player, Claude. Our best player on our soccer team was missing because he was gone on a college visit. He's in my class. He's a senior.
Shout out to you, Claude.
Yeah. So my soccer team hasn't lost the game yet this year until yesterday. So yesterday we were playing stuff and whatever, and I was getting pretty upset at myself and kind of at my teammates too because I shouldn't have gotten upset at my teammates, but it's just kind of what happens. And yeah, so they had this one really good player who played the exact same position as me, which means that I had to go up against him pretty much everywhere I went. Every time I got the ball, he was there. Every time he had the ball, I had to it took all my might to take the ball away from him, which was really hard because this dude was he had to be 6'3", and he had size to him. He was fast and everything. This dude was really good. I'm down to say he's probably the best player that we've played against all season long, and I think he will be the best player that we played against for the team that we play because he's really good. I'm telling you, he can go play. Anyways, aside from the point. I was getting really stressed out by this dude because I was having a really hard time. I was struggling, and I just remember. I just remember being at a point where he actually made me feel like I suck, which usually doesn't happen. I'm usually pretty confident when I play soccer, and I'm I'm better than these dudes, even though I'm gonna actually be. That's just the mindset I have.
Yeah.
Just to go out there and play confidently and stuff, whatever. Yesterday, this dude actually made me feel like I sucked, which doesn't usually happen, and. Later on we went down 2-1, and later on in the game, someone in our team got fouled inside the box. Which, if you don't know, that means that there's going to be a penalty kick for the other team. No, for our team.
Mm-hmm.
So Foster, my coach, called my name to go shoot the penalty kick because our best player is gone. Yeah, and so I guess he called me up to go shoot it. I was like, okay, whatever. So I went up to shoot it, and I freaking missed it, bro. Okay,
You didn't miss.
I didn't miss. Oh yeah, I told you
told
about
me.
this. I didn't miss the penalty kick, but I thought it was a good shot. My team had other things to say, but the goalie like full on dove the right direction. And, like he must have just picked the right direction. He like full on spread out his arms. It was a full man spread, and he was able to block my shot. It wasn't a goal in the corner though. Like I'm telling you, I thought I had a good shot.
Like where was the placement of
Blocked
the ball?
It was like left corner.
Left
it was
corner.
like
To
not
upper or
not complete. It was on the ground too.
okay.
Because that's what they say. If I would have kicked it just a little bit up, it would have gone in. But coaches always tell you to keep it on the ground just to be safe. Because anytime you try to kick it up, there's always a chance it's going to go way up and over the goal. You don't want that to happen. I remember in middle school, the same thing happened to me. Oh yeah. So end of the story, like we ended up losing the game, whatever. And I realized, you know what? Like I'm actually like after the game, I was totally fine. Like I realized like what the heck, like I got home and I started like doing normal things. I think I was FaceTiming you probably last night.
You were.
Yeah. And I felt fine. And I went to school today. I felt fine. Like there was nothing wrong with me. And I was like, what the heck? This usually never happens. Like I just had a positive attitude. And I was like, what the heck? Like what the heck just happened? I remember in middle school, the exact same scenario happened. My team was down in a game. And back in middle school, I was like, our team wasn't that great. We didn't have like all the players or whatever. So I was kind of like the one who scored a lot of the goals or most of the goals. Let's be honest. That 1 year is my 8th grade year in soccer, and I remember we got a penalty kick and I got called to go take it. I kicked it wide, missed it. That ruined that ruined the rest of my week. That ruined almost my entire season. Like I felt so bad. I felt horrible. I went to school the next day. I in my mind, I was thinking like, everyone's gonna think of me so much differently. Everyone's gonna think of me like, whatever. I let my team down. I did all this. I felt so bad about myself. I was telling myself, I'm not good at soccer. Like, what's wrong with me? What am I doing? And I just had this negative mindset about it. And I realized that, like, comparing that experience to my experience yesterday, I realized that like I've come a long ways from where I was back then. Like as far as my mindset goes. And I think it's mostly due to just having a positive attitude.
Okay, so I've never had that like level of like, I don't know, like being mad at myself to that extent of what you just explained.
I used to be pretty insecure.
Yeah, I've never had it to that level, but I think I'm still in that point of my life where I cannot have a positive outlook about anything. Really, and it does suck, and when you notice it, it's really bad, and it's kind of like ties into our overthinking topic we did a couple episodes back.
Kind of. Yeah.
So yeah, I would overthink it, and then I'm just like I'm mad at myself, and I don't have a positive energy or like attitude towards things, and it really sucks. So that's something I really need to improve on. Just like think of the best in things, and then just know like there'll be better days and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean. For example, like, every day I go to school, I always hear people complaining about how much they hate school, how much school sucks, and how much their life isn't that great because of this and that and this and whatever, just constantly complaining. And over time, I've been able to, like, sit back in, like, a lot of my classes. It's just, like, I realized, I was talking with my boy Aiden about this today. Like, sometimes, like, just sitting back in a classroom and just, like, just not saying anything to anybody, just not talking to anybody, and just soaking in all the stuff that's going on around you. Like I was sitting in class today.
I do that a lot, actually.
I was just sitting in the back, just minding my business, being completely quiet, and I was just soaking in all these conversations that over here, over there, whatever, and it like just gave me a brand new perspective on like, a lot of the stuff that we talk about is kind of like, it's meaningless. You know what I mean? And a lot of it's based off like negativity. Or maybe it's not even negative. Maybe it just has nothing to do with like anything. It's just like, oh, don't you know about spaghetti, man? Spaghetti's good, yeah, whatever. Just people joking about really stupid stuff. And I got to thinking like that's me. Like I do that stuff all the time. And if that's what I look like that's not what
you actually just made me realize I do that a lot because I never thought like I just like so you see me like you might think that like like he doesn't like us or he's just like socially awkward.
Yeah.
But I guess now that I thought about it, like I do it because like I just absorb what's my surroundings. And I actually enjoy it, but I mean, but I'm also one of those guys who likes to have fun and do stupid stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But like occasionally, I just sit and absorb my surroundings, and I actually notice what's going on around me, and it's kind of shocking, sort of.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really easy for people to look at people and just judge them and say, oh my gosh, what are they doing? They're acting so stupid. Like what the heck are they doing? But when I have those moments, that's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking oh my gosh, I see the way those people are acting. I act that way with them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's not who I want to be. I gotta change something. I gotta change that. Anyways, back to positivity. I think that I think it completely disrupts your entire life just to be negative about anything. I truly do believe that you can wake up every day of your life and just tell yourself that it's gonna be a good day, and no matter what happens, it's gonna be a good day.
Right. Negativity is not gonna get you anywhere. So
I truly do believe that no matter what circumstance, no matter what situation you are in your life, you get to make the choice that you're gonna have that it's gonna be a positive day.
We need a verse for this. Hang on, you keep talking, Torvy. I'm gonna get a verse.
Okay, man, I love talking. So yeah, but positivity, I've just realized how important it is in my life. It's I've realized that anything that comes my way, anything that hits me, as long as I can tell myself it's gonna be okay, and I've realized that no matter what comes my way, it's really it's not that big of a deal. I'm telling you, it is possible to overcome anything. It really is. As far as mentally, I know a lot of people they if something happens to them, whether they're crushed as the back or whatever, they feel heartbroken. I actually admire you. Never mind. I won't go into your story. That's your business, whatever. But yeah, I've just seen a lot of people when little things happen to them, they make such a big deal about it, and I realized about myself too, and I've started to change that because I'm here to say, when I was in middle school, I was not a happy person, dude. I really was not. I was negative about everything. I was always going around moping around, saying, "Oh, life sucks," this and that, just making up excuses for why I think my life isn't good. Mm-hmm. Saying "Oh, my house is small," or our cars are always broken, whatever. My friends treat me bad, or this and that, whatever. I feel like I work really hard at sports, but I still suck. That's not gonna do anything for your life, dude. Mm-hmm. If you sit there and complaining does absolutely nothing. Oh, here's a verse for you. I think it's Philippians 2:16.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it. The one I had it up. Okay, that was not the one.
Philippians 2:16. I believe it says it's a verse that has always stuck with me. Do everything without complaining or arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God. That's a verse that's really stuck with me. In everything I do, in everything you do, mm-hmm. Don't complain, don't argue, and that's how you become pure. You
mind if I read mine?
Go ahead, man.
It's Philippians 4:8.
Oh, it's Philippians too?
Yes.
Really?
And now,
okay, Philippians is a really good book. It's probably my favorite book. I'm not gonna lie. It's really short, but it's got some really good stuff.
Yeah. All right.
I think Paul wrote it. Paul's got some good stuff. Okay, read it.
All right, here it is. And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing: fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. And to sum that up, just fill your head with what you have good in life. I mean, it might sound hard to do, but to be honest, that should not be hard because think of it. Do you have an education? Do you go to a good school? Do you have a roof over your head? Do you get fed? Those are just things that some people just don't have. So I mean, don't take those things for granted and just fill your things with what's actually going right in your life,
Yeah. Not even that. I wouldn't even go as far as say oh yeah, focus on all the things that are going right in your life. I wouldn't completely say that. I would say just focus on making everything in your life. Put yourself in a situation where everything in your life can have a positive outcome.
I mean, that's kind of hard to avoid. I mean, you say deaths or just relationship issues. I mean, that's kind of hard to just necessarily avoid. But I understand what you mean. Just
okay, obviously there are a lot of really hard things that can be thrown your way.
Yeah.
But I truly believe that in your mind, in your heart, and your soul, that you can make that choice to find something positive out of anything. No matter how hard I fail, I can still find a positive outcome from it.
Mm-hmm.
There's always I just feel like there's all it's all a choice. It's all a mindset.
It is.
I feel like it's all in the mind. I'm telling you like from experience. Like I used to be like a miserable kid, and then like just over time I've just like shout out to my dad, by the way, too. I really appreciate my dad. He's helped me out a lot in becoming more of a positive person who's like more engaging and more outgoing and stuff, and just someone who like lives life easier. Because, you know, when I used to be like a really miserable kid, my dad like he would always tell me like he would never like agree with me that like all these excuses against me were giving me a really bad. He never conformed to the idea that everything was working against me and that I was in a really bad spot. He always told me that like he always told me that it's my choice. You know, it's up to me whether I'm gonna have a good attitude about this. If I'm gonna have a good life.
Right, and at the end of the day, you control your reactions. So
you do.
Yeah. Like it's just self-control, pretty much.
It is completely self-control. There's this book I read. It's called The Energy Bus, and it's by John Gordon. I mean, you probably haven't heard of it. But anyways, so it's called The Energy Bus, and it's all about having positive energy. So it's about this guy. I think his name is George. He has a family. And one day he has to go to work, and he realizes that his car has a flat tire. So he comes back, goes to his wife, and says, "Hey, I need you to drive me to work." She says, "No, I'm sorry, I can't. Like, I have to go do this. Can you please like go take the bus?" Because she has like some sort of meeting. She has to go do whatever for her job, and she has to take the kids to school. So he gets really upset at her, and they start yelling back and forth while the kids are in the living room, whatever. And there's this big strife. Anyways, long story short, like they actually have a pretty bad marriage at this point in the book. They fight all the time. Their kids are always seeing it, and it makes their kids kind of miserable too.
Yeah.
So George is in kind of a bad spot. A bad spot as for you could say about everything in his life. However, this one day actually kind of changed his life. The one day that seemed like it was like one of the worst days of his life changed his life because he had to go take the bus, which is something that he never wanted to do. As he got on the bus, there was a woman. The bus driver was a woman, and she greeted him with a bunch of joy as soon as he walked to the bus. Like greeted him, started a conversation with him, started talking to him. Was so complimentive, was so conversational. You know, having all this stuff with him. And the book describes him as like being very upset about this, saying like because he's having a bad day.
He was upset about the lady being joyful.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how like when people get really upset about something, they don't want people to talk to them. They just kind of want to go on their own and just on no business. They don't want people to come and have a positive, cheery attitude.
Yeah.
So this girl has this really positive and cheery attitude. Anyways, I don't want to explain the entire book. Long story short, he at his job he worked at a business. I don't think it's a true story, but it's just really inspiring. He worked at a business, and a bunch of people in this business were like really mad at him too, and they got really annoyed with him because he just had a really bad attitude about everything. He was just negative. He had a bad attitude about everything. And his car actually had to go in the repair shop for like 3 weeks. So he had to ride the bus to work every day. And throughout those 3 weeks, he's riding the bus to work every day and back. Just get on the bus completely changed his life because it changed his mindset, the way he thought about everything. Because this girl on the bus, every time he got on the bus, she would always just be throwing all this positive energy at him, and she started like mentoring him in some sort of a way. And everything in his life started changing. He started being nicer to his wife, being nicer to his kids. He started getting home and like working for his kids, you know, doing the dishes, making food, whatever, playing with his kids. He started treating the people at work nicer and whatever, and doing all this stuff. And so like this is a book where it takes like a really simple life story, and it shows how you can take a simple life, as simple as a life of yours, and think of it so negatively. But then but it all changes. It all changes if you just make the decision to be positive. If you make the decision to express yourself with positive energy, the people around you will start liking you more. They'll start enjoying you more. You'll just everything's gonna change. It's all about the mind.
Yeah, just once you get once you take the first step into like finding positive outlooks on everything, there was probably a stage where I was like, so like you and me both are like into the business aspect of things, and so that definitely that plays a part into like that, because if you have a negative outlook, you're not gonna get any work done. You're not gonna it's gonna be hard for you to have any progress done in the business world. And so
without a positive attitude.
Yeah. So you need that positive attitude.
You got to take a risk positively, and if you fail, you got to be positive about the failures because you're gonna fail.
You gotta learn from those mistakes.
Yeah.
So, but also like I mean, when you listen to business like people talk, they're always like, you gotta grind for this, you gotta do this, you can't take no days off. But I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that because I feel like you should save time for relaxing, and like you can split them. Evenly. Sometimes I want to watch a movie. Sometimes I want to watch some sports.
Whoa. Okay. I disagree with you on that, man. I totally disagree with you on that.
Why is that?
So, for me, this is just for me.
Okay.
I'm of the mindset of, at this point in my life, everything I do, everything I center my focus on, has to be something that's gonna help benefit me. As far as like, okay, so I'm at school, whatever. I'm going through my stuff at school. Yeah. I come home. I'm going through my stuff at school, which means I'm getting my education.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I go to work. Go to work from 3 o'clock to 4:30.
Okay.
That's and that's me making my money. That's me making my money right now.
Okay.
That's my money maker as of right now in this point of life. After that, I either have a soccer practice, soccer game. Physical activity, getting out there, team building stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Come home, guitar, homework.
Okay, so
or podcast with Devin.
Yeah, but
that's
you don't think that's kind of unhealthy? Like to be every single day, you're literally working and stressing about like getting it all done. It is a mindset, but like it's like the brain needs like some enjoyment,
relaxation.
Yeah,
I agree with you to some extent. Okay. So here's the thing.
I'm not like spending my whole day.
You talked about entertainment and stuff like that in movies.
Yeah.
I feel like so when it comes to entertainment. And like movies, I think entertainment is, even though I want to be like entertainers because I feel like I feel like I like doing that as far as like
what we're doing right now is entertainment
or music. Like I'm not like very talented in music right now, but I want to work really hard to get as talented as music as I possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
Be able to entertain people with music, whether it's in worship services or just maybe in the future I'll be able to write songs, which would be a dream come true for me if I was able to do that and people like to listen to me. However, I do think entertainment is something that people waste a lot of their time on.
Okay, yeah.
I think a lot of this world, I don't want to say lazy, I don't want to call people out. A lot of this world wastes a lot of time on, like, entertainment stuff such as, like, Netflix or, like, going to the movies or whatever. For instance, I only like watching movies that make me think and that have a positive impact on me where I can take something out of it and say, okay, like, this thing happened in this movie. Now I can go and live my life this way and make these kinds of decisions because, because it's like positive stuff's gonna happen. Positive stuff come out of it. Like movies that make me think.
So like no comedies. You can't.
I do watch. I have watched some comedies.
Like American Pie. That night we watched American Pie. You were cracking it up.
It was funny, bro.
It was funny. Like this.
Okay. So here's the thing, though. There's something different about that. I was spending time with you. Part of making yourself a better person is being able to grow with other people.
I think you're thinking too deep into that. I feel like you're trying to find a loophole to that.
There's a difference between sitting down with a friend and spending time with them and watching a movie and being able to talk about it, whatever, or watching a show, whatever, be able to talk about it and whatever, and have a good time. We're like, for me, I think about it as stuff like that is in the background of what we're actually talking about, whatever. Whereas if you go to an actual movie theater and you're watching some dumb comedy or some dumb like action movie where it's literally all fake, all fiction, all fantasy, that's just for entertainment. You're just going there and you're just wasting time. That's like for me, if I go to a movie theater and I come out watching some dumb comedy where literally it's just stupid crap the entire time, where people just laugh about it. I come out of that movie, I've been sitting there for 2 hours. I'm like, gosh dang it.
I really don't see anything.
I could have been at home practicing my guitar, could have been filming a podcast, could have been getting homework done. I could have been. There's so many other things I could have been doing.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you could
I could have been putting things up on eBay.
But just think, you took time to relax rather than every single day of your life stressing about, I gotta practice my guitar, I gotta do my homework. Like you took some time off. I don't think there's wrong with that.
That's what I'm saying. It's all mindset. I don't stress about doing that stuff. For me, that's what makes me feel.
But you get upset when you don't do it.
I do.
So that's stressing about it.
I don't get upset when I don't do it. I just get like, okay, yeah, maybe I do get a little upset. but like it just like I don't know, man. I just feel like I just feel like we can use our time a lot better, and I feel like entertainment is something that, like, as for music is different. Okay, I do think music is different because music is something you can listen to in the background of whatever you're doing, like whatever you are, and podcasts too. As far as like going to a movie theater, that's my biggest problem. For instance, I went to a movie with you and some friends this last Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Ad Astra. It's a space movie,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Usually I like space movies because space movies usually go deep. They dig really deep. You ever seen the movie Interstellar?
I have.
That movie hit me hard, man. That went deep. I was feeling it in that movie. That hit really hard. I was really fascinated by that. This movie Ad Astra, I was thinking, okay, most space movies get me and they hit me hard. I was thinking this is gonna be a good movie for me to watch. I didn't like it.
Now, in the sense of making you think, can it be a fantasy way of thinking, so take just a movie think about Astra.
Well, like then again, I'm just speaking for myself this entire time. Like this is just for me.
True. I mean,
obviously, like if anybody finds fulfillment in going and watching movies, I have no problem with that. Like this is just for me. Like for me, I just get paranoid when I go sit in the movie theater and come out watching I just watch some dumb crap for 2 hours, and I could have been doing something where it actually has meaning in my life.
What about if you've already, I don't know, got your life settled?
So my thing is so I'm a big sports fan.
Mm-hmm.
I follow a lot of sports. I follow a lot of athletes, and I'm also into entrepreneurship. And every entrepreneur that I follow, because I'm fascinated with entrepreneurs, every entrepreneur that I follow, they all say the same stuff. You gotta work, and work if you want this.
But they don't never say you can't just go have fun every once in a while.
You ever heard of Gary Vaynerchuk? Of course you have.
Of course I have.
I've seen people like teenagers and stuff get up to him, and they ask him, like what am I doing wrong? And and he asks them, do you ever go on vacation? And they say, oh yeah, like my family goes to this. And he stops right there. He says, stop. That's your problem right there. You can't go on vacation. You gotta work. You gotta work. No days off.
But that doesn't necessarily hear me out.
Look, for me, that's just the way I want to live because it's just my mindset. Like,
yeah, but thinking of this, it's not taking a day off. You do a certain amount of work for a certain amount of time in a day, and then you relax for a certain amount of time in that same day. It's
relaxing. When I'm relaxing, I'm still doing stuff that's gonna put me further in life. So relaxing.
When you sit in bed,
I've actually shout out to Caleb Burns. He actually got me reading some books. I just read a book called The 10 Times Rule. I'm starting. Gosh dang it! My picture just fell. I want to hang it back up because it looks sweet on the desk for the video.
But hear me out.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Shout out to Caleb Burns. He got me reading again. I'm actually really impressed with Caleb Burns. He's come a long ways. I'll give him that. But yeah, I'm gonna start reading another book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. That's like positive relaxation time. Like reading books that actually have meaning and stuff, like meaningful stuff in them. When I'm relaxing, that's the stuff I'm gonna start doing. This is reading is kind of new for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, Caleb just got me back into it because I've seen someone like him. No offense to you, Caleb. But if you're listening, but when I saw someone like you read a book who I kind of counted out, I'm not gonna lie. Like I did count you out a little bit. I was like, dang, if he's doing that kind of stuff, if he's getting his life together, I better be getting my life together too. Then if he can do that, I can do it. So you've been a bit of an inspiration to me. I'm not gonna lie. I'll give you that. But yeah, stuff like that. That's positive relaxation time. When I play my guitar, singing, I'm relaxing, and it's put me further in life.
I mean, yes, but still, there's not a single point in your life where you're gonna be working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and once you're done.
Yeah, you're right.
So once you're done,
exactly
getting your work done,
my relaxation is sleep too. I love my sleep.
Yeah, you should love your sleep. And what I'm just saying, you're not doing anything at that point. When an entrepreneurship, do you sleep? Yes, you sleep. That's your problem right there. You're sleeping too much. How about you go do some work?
Obviously, those guys would not tell people to not sleep. What they do say is they tell you to wake up at 5:30 every morning. Wake up really early every morning and get your day started doing that.
I don't know. I just feel like there's always time for you. Not always, but you can spoil yourself sometimes. Okay, so take some self-care days.
I've just really drawn myself away from watching. I'll watch movies sometimes, but only when I'm with friends, and I hate doing it in movie theaters. I hate it. Like, it's just my mindset. I hate going into a movie theater, watching a movie, sitting there, and I turn to my friend and I want to like talk to him about, like, make a little comment, and they're just like, shh, shh, shh. I'm like, why are we hanging out together? Why don't we just go watch the movie separately?
You have friends that tell you to shh during the movie.
Like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna call it names, but yeah. And oh man, it makes me so mad. I can't stand it, dude.
Why are we hanging out together?
Yeah, because like I'm spending time to hang out with this one person because I enjoy this person's company and I want to get to know them better and I want to spend quality time with them. Why are we gonna go in a dark room and shush ourselves up and watch some dumb movie comedy stuff that doesn't have any meaning in my life? I feel like it just defeats the purpose.
Purpose of what?
Of community and just hanging out with people. And okay, that part of hanging out with friends, but like defeats the purpose of just. I don't know. I just think a lot of. I'm not gonna call anybody out and say a lot of people get it wrong because I know I have said that a few times. I apologize if I've said that. I know I slipped sometimes and say that, but this is just speaking from my perspective. I just can't. It just drives me crazy if I do that stuff. So my kind of entertainment is I follow a lot of sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the way I look at sports is it's real life stuff. It's real life stuff that's actually going on. There's a lot I learned about life from sports.
But what do you gain from, say, someone like Antonio Brown? They're all their drama that you keep up with. Like, what do you gain from that? That's bettering you in life.
Like I said, positive outlook, positive attitude, positive mentality. You just think positively about everything.
But how do you hear like, oh, Antonio Brown had these rape allegations? What do you take from that?
I think to myself,
I'm not gonna rape a girl.
Obviously.
Well, okay, I know you're not going to, but
I think to myself, football is a sport where I truly do believe that football messes up a lot of people's lives, just because they're getting knocked around over and over again, their heads getting messed up, and so they start doing stupid things, they start acting dumb. It messes with their head. It messes with their brain.
I don't know if it's necessarily tackling. I think money plays in a factor of that, or like just social media. Like, you don't think Antonio Brown's? I understand
NFL players die on average like 20 years younger than people who don't play in the NFL. That's not a coincidence.
But that's with a lot of sports. Like, you put a lot of stress on your body when you're.
Part of that is because they've like overdosed, or because they put themselves in really sketchy situations, so they've been murdered, or because they've killed themselves.
Now, what does that have to do with them playing the sport?
They're getting knocked around. It's massive contact. When it happens to you over and over and over again, I
don't know if it's context.
With your mind.
You think of players going into drugs.
Okay. If we were to, this is going into a different topic.
Okay.
If I were to have a podcast on this, I would do a lot of research on this, and I would show you the research because I have read stuff about this. I just don't have the top of my head.
You're like, okay, but let me quick thing. Like, a lot of players go bankrupt after they leave their thing, and that's to do with money because they got too much money.
Because they do stupid stuff with their money. Because their minds are messed up. Because they play football.
But basketball players do that. Baseball players do that. A lot of players.
Dude.
Actually,
like I said,
average of basketball players.
I want to talk about this later on.
Bankrupt.
I want to talk about this later on, so I can actually like do research and have statistics about this and prepare for this kind of a podcast.
Next podcast, episode 7.
Whatever, maybe. Anyways, man, yeah, entertainment. If you like watching movies, go watch yourself some movies. If you like watching shows, go watch yourself some shows. But
don't get stressed if you think that you're just wasting your life, because you're not.
Hey.
You're just enjoying yourself, you know.
Watch it, buddy. There's a quote. Steve Jobs. The ones who think they are crazy enough to change the world are the ones who do.
Okay. You can still watch a movie.
If you believe that, okay, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna change the world. Okay, like that, whatever. Okay, but in my heart, I believe I can, and I believe that I can be a very successful person. Mm-hmm. I believe that I don't believe there's anything in my way that I can't do. I feel like I can accomplish anything. It's just my mindset. I've just drilled it into my head, and I've come to the realization that as long as I believe that, it'll drive, and I have that in the back of my head, and it's gonna drive me to keep working and working and working and working harder than anybody else, so I can actually get to a point where I can do that.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, that's what brings me fulfillment.
I just say, I think you can relax just in moderation. I use that word a lot, but just
moderation. You do use moderation a lot. I don't even know what the heck that means.
Just like in a healthy amount.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Just like
I know what it means. I just don't hear it very often.
Yeah, just like
maybe I'm stupid.
I think you should work hard because I mean, like I would agree with you. Like I think I sometimes have the mindset like I could make a positive like change in this world and do something that like people will look up to me for, and but that doesn't mean I don't set aside time for myself. You know, that's my.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
So this is gonna sound really bad, like I'm like calling people out, whatever, which I'm really not. But I've sat around and observed, and I've seen a lot of laziness. I've seen like not in my peers. I've just like overall in general in the world. I've seen a lot of laziness of people who like they'll go to school and they go home. I was talking with Caleb Burns about this too. Like it's not about what happens when you're at school to get to end school. It's what happens from that 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. That really matters. It's what you do when you're alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you do when you're alone time. Are you gonna sit and find fulfillment in watching TV and stuff? And if you do, that's cool. If that's where you find fulfillment. If that's where you find fulfillment, that's cool. But for me, I kind of like feed off of that. I feed off of saying like most of this world is going home and they're doing things that aren't really gonna help them further in life.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can do that, if I can just change a few things every day and just change my habits to be doing things that are gonna push further in life, I'm gonna be set way farther ahead from a lot of people.
So
and like I'm not thinking that as a competition. I'm just saying that's like me thinking like I can be really successful.
Now, if everyone did that, what sets you apart from the next person or from me or from anyone? Like
nothing.
Exactly. So who's working hard?
I don't think anything
to get anything done if there's not those.
Nothing sets me apart from anybody. Like even
work
hard.
ethic. Yeah.
Work ethic.
Yeah.
I don't think that's like some people think that's like a gene. That's like a trait you have.
Yeah. I'm saying that sets you apart from the next person.
I don't think it does. Work ethic. I think it's completely the mind. I think you can make a decision for yourself.
Yeah, you make that decision. You're working harder than the next person. That is a clear like.
Yeah, and I think anybody can make that decision.
Yeah.
I think anybody can make that decision.
Yeah.
And if they do, good for them.
I was just saying, like, if everyone thought that way, and if everyone had the same,
if everyone thought that way,
that doesn't set you apart from anyone.
We would have an amazing world if everybody thought that way. If everybody focused all their time on their passion, all their time on like on something that really inspires them, something that they can actually make a difference in the world with, this world would be a much better place. Combining the fact that you're respectful and a loving person along the way.
Okay. I don't know.
I believe everybody has something that they can give to the world if you put your mind to it and you work really hard at it. If you give it your all, I believe everybody does.
It's kind of asking a lot, but I mean, I think we should just end it there.
All right, man. I love you, Devin.
I love you too, bro. Even though we disagree on some things, it's all good.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. Anything. I'm just telling you how I feel. Okay, well, I guess it is kind of disagreeing.
Because I feel something different, but I mean.
Well, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just telling you what goes on in my mind.
Yeah.
However you feel, that's perfectly fine. That's you. That's what makes you, you. If listeners feel something different than what I feel, that's great. You should feel something different than I feel. That makes you, you. If you find fulfillment in going to do things that I hate to do, great. It's good for you, man. Like that's where you find your fulfillment. That's just not where I find my fulfillment, and that's perfectly fine. Everybody, we're all made different. You know, it's as long as you're doing what makes you happy, that's what matters. Amen, brother. All right, thank you guys for watching episode 5. Thank you guys very much. I've been having a lot of fun starting this podcast. I have too. Yeah, once again, if you'd like to be a guest on our podcast, just let us know. We've been getting some people at our school who have been asking if they can be on the podcast, and I love it. I love having my friends on the podcast. I think it's a lot of fun. I also like just doing this, me and Devin alone time, too, because... This was good. I actually really... I've really grown close to Devin this last summer, and I really appreciate him. You know, he's my buddy. I love... You know, me and Devin hype each other up a lot. Like it's all good vibes. Every time we're together, it's always good all vibes. The time. Except when you get kind of... pissed about a lot of things. About what? I don't know. Like you get stressed about your work stuff, which is okay sometimes. Like you got super mad about the mic's not working, but I mean, you did it for the better of our. Those are short terms. Sure, I do have a lot of short. Me and Kobe share that. Yeah. Me and Kobe have a lot of like little short. Oh, my microphone. Oh, never. Me and Kobe have a lot of like little short term like bursts of like a little rage and stuff. It's just kind of like runs in the family. Yeah. I gotta work on that. I'm sorry, bro, if I get upset. Usually if I get upset like that, it's because Kobe did something stupid to me, and I get upset, and then we get in like a little scuffle, or whatever. I'm like, Kobe, why is wrong with you? Kobe's like, Torvy, you're so stupid. Oh my gosh, just don't even talk to me. This is why I don't tell you anything. Just stuff like that. Anyways, we're going off track with the outro. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, it's Torvy_Wilkins. That's TORVY_Wilkins, WILKINS.
And mine is dev.anderson1. Yeah. And make sure to follow us on Miscellaneous Talk on Instagram. And please let us know if you guys want to be a guest on this podcast. And we are willing. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See you guys in the next one.
Wait.
Oh. We're waiting.
Should we give a shout out to anybody today?
Shout out. Who deserves a shout out? I'm trying to think.
I don't know. I said some good stuff about Caleb Burns. So.
Caleb Burns.
That might be enough.
Okay, that's good enough. We'll end it there. Shout out to you, Caleb Burns, for inspiring Torvy to get into reading.
We would really appreciate it if you guys like the podcast. If you share with your friends, whether you're from a different school, that'd be really nice. It'd mean a lot to us if you did that. Although, then again, I'm just saying, it would be nice. I'm not gonna ask you to. Okay, I'm basically asking. I'm not gonna force you and force you to and pressure you to. I'm just saying, it would be nice if you like us to spread the word a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying?
We'll do. Can we cut it there now?
Yeah, shout out to SVA. I love all my classmates. I love all my friends there. I love my school. I love everything about it. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. See you guys later. See you in the next podcast. Bye.